Guys, I did it. I won my first ever Fortnite squad tournament. But the story of this tournament was anything but easy. Game 1, we're dropping into Synapse Station, and I've assembled the God Squad. So first, we picked up Thieves. Me and him have played and recently won a trios tournament together. Next up, we have Prospering, one of the best zero build players in the world, winning 19 tournaments and performing extremely well in every tournament he's played. But if I just got carried by 3 zero build goats, this wouldn't be an interesting video. I needed someone to bring in the sauce. I needed that X factor, that veteran experience, someone who could turn us from a pretty good looking squad to a legendary status squad. So of course, there's only one man I knew to call.
¿Qué pasa?
And for some reason, we came in lights out. We won our first game dominantly and very easily. And we did the same thing in our second match, putting us on top of the leaderboards with a clear shot at first place. But of course, this tournament wasn't going to be easy. We had a rival, Zemi, and he's assembled his own God Squad of zero build veterans, and they are also performing extremely well, keeping up with our pace. Now look, I don't want to spoil what happened, but this matchup kind of happened again at the end of this tournament. Now going into that third game, we had a bit of a rough start and actually ended up getting eliminated in the middle of the match, but we went into game 4 and actually won again. We were playing extremely well as a team. The communications were off the charts. So now we've won 3 of the last 4 games, and we're in the last half hour of this tournament, and we're in second place, and Zemi is right on our tail. We went into game 5, and we knew we had a chance to win this entire thing. A squad with Nick Mercs and SypherPK getting first place in 2022. We had to go for it. So there's 17 players left, and I make this call for us to go to natural cover because our porta fort was getting shot out. Now right here, we see a team to our right. They have their own porta fort. We start taking shots at them, and we get them weak, and we realize we have to make an aggressive play. So we make the call after getting a knock to push forward and take this fight. And honestly, this was a pretty risky fight. It could have gone either way, but we were focused, we were locked in, and we were hitting our shots. As we wrapped up this fight, we had to focus on the other teams on this map, and now we start making a rotation towards the next part of the match. 13 players in zero build in this tiny zone, and there's a squad right in front of us that we need to take care of. Right here, we start getting some good shots across as they're rotating. We know they're weak. They end up throwing down a porta fort, but we start shooting their porta fort and cracking them. Now right here, I make a pretty foolish play that could have gotten me eliminated. Now I see these firefly jars, and I think to myself, maybe I can light them on fire and get us another quick elimination. So I start throwing the firefly jars. They are in metal, but I do get a quick knock, which gets me another elimination. Everyone is kind of on the edge of their seat. We don't really have much more cover. The storm is pushing us out.
Got him. He's dead, but I'm about to die.
One of us gets knocked, and this is really important. It's the last couple of players. I jump in and get knocked as well, and this is where it gets crazy. Another knock goes down, but the player jumps in the rift, and now it's a 1v1 situation, and it's Thieves versus the last player, but Thieves does not have a lot of health, and he's kind of weak on shields as well. Come back down, come back down.
Y'all win that. One more.
Now the player's landing down, and it all comes down to this. If Thieves loses this fight, we miss out on 25 points, and our tournament run is pretty much over. But he pushes him with the tack and hits some insane shots.
Let's go, baby!
Don't play with me, baby.
Let's go!
That play was extremely clutch and put us in first place with the great position to win this whole tournament. We still have one more match, but there are 4 other teams that are within striking distance to take our first place, including Zemi and his God Squad. And of course, we're contested in our last game at Synapse Station. And if we lose to this squad, our tournament is over. I'm shooting back at you. I'm shooting back for you.
I might be dead.
Is he pushing you?
Really? Oh, I'm dead. Yeah.
Thieves ends up going down early, and we thought our tournament run was coming to an end. Flare gun goes up. We're calling out shots. We know that the players are crossing, but this is not a good decision on their part because I'm hitting some shots, but now I'm out of assault rifle ammo. I have to run in and grab some more ammo, but it's only 6 shots. And I try to make it work. I get a couple shots on this guy hiding in the bush. I'm trying to go across the tunnel to make sure that this player can't escape and come back and reboot his teammates. Prospering and Nick Mercs push them. It was a very easy cleanup, and now we have to get Thieves back up. We ended up getting Thieves back up, but the zone pulled really far away. We started to rift to the circle, and we found a decent spot outside of Daily Bugle. These ruins are a good place to base up in, and we end up putting down a porta-fort. Now, we didn't slow down. Even though we were playing for the win, we knew that every point mattered. Every elimination could get us one step closer to securing that first place finish.
Not two.
We hit a flare here, and we noticed there's 2 players hiding underneath us, and we could have chosen to ignore them, but we know we need every single point, and we have the numbers, so we make the decision to drop down, hit a heavy snipe on our metal, and get into their faces and take them out very quickly.
Got him.
He has porta-fort. He has a porta-fort, bro. This other team used 2 porta-forts to take high ground from us, and this is where things start to get chaotic. Did they just drop down?
They're pushing.
They forced us down to the bottom, and instead of keeping their high ground and making a smart play, they ended up jumping down to push us. And Nick Merckx gave us a huge initial kill to open up the fight, and then the rest of them started pouring in, and chaos ensued. We were just trying to get as many points as possible while staying alive. Thieves ends up getting knocked. I end up getting another knock, and I'm weak. We're getting boogie bombed. There's players shooting us from every direction. I try to get the team together, but everyone's knocked now, and it's just me. I end up dropping down here because I need every single point. Like I said, it could be 1 or 2 points, the difference between winning and losing. I grab the rift, I get boogie bombed, and right here I'm able to rift up in the air, and now we need to find a place to land and try to clutch this game all by myself. As I slowly start to glide down, I realized that the probability of winning this game was extremely slim, especially as a solo versus full squads. There are other teams and other matches that are getting closer and closer to our point total, and they could potentially pass us up and take our first place finish. So I knew that whatever I did, I needed to get as many points as possible, and I didn't want to go out without a fight. So I landed in a tree, and I was pretty much tucked away, and I saw some players across from me, and I decided, screw it, I'm going to go for this and give up my position to get that one last elimination, that one last point that could be the difference between first and second. And now, guys, I'm in a 1v3, and guys, this is probably one of the best plays in my career. I got headshot sniped. The odds of winning that were pretty slim, but maybe I got us enough points to finish first. Was 178 points enough? To all the teams that could have passed us, all of them were eliminated except one team. And you guessed it, it was Zemi's team. I tuned into their stream to see how they're doing, and they're only 10 points away from us in the end game with still 27 players up. I was almost convinced that they had it locked down. I mean, all 4 players are alive and they've got the weapons. We were nervously watching as they were playing extremely smart, getting tags and wiping out this lobby. And just when we thought all hope was lost, they ran into one of the last teams, and this happened.
You know,
They might get third party here.
I've never been praying on my homie's downfall like this, but
One of the enemy player actually shockwaves Zemi's team into the storm, putting them out of position. And now Zemi, probably the best player in their squad, gets taken out. And now our hope is slowly starting to go back up. But the rest of his team is no joke. They quickly maneuver towards cow catchers, and there's only 2 other full teams remaining. So they could very easily clutch this and win it all. Now, this team is good. I mean, they were in a bush getting lasered left and right, and they almost got knocked so many times, but they just stayed alive. It was like they had plot armor. At the very end, the last 2 teams started actually fighting each other, and they were third partying the last 2 teams. And at this point, we really thought it was all over until this rift play happened.
I mean, you don't know that other team rifted.
There's a full team in the air. We have to focus that.
Is that a full? Is that a
Full team in the air,
is that a
please
full
land
squad or
on
something?
them. The other team randomly decides to rift and actually lands on Zemi's team. If this didn't happen, I do not think we would have won. They would have cleaned up this lobby so easily. Come on! Please, yes! We knew right then and there that it was over, that we had solidified our first place, our first ever squad championship with the boys. What a sweet feeling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.